This episode of the Wax Pack Flashback is brought to you by Trading Card Database. Visit tcdb.com.
Hey there, Wax Packers! Adam coming at you with another edition of Wax Pack Flashback. You know, we've been really enjoying this movie card series, especially all these movies from 1995. Everybody wanted to have their own trading card set to promote the film. So this time around, we're going to keep the trend rolling with a pack of Tank Girl trading cards. Yes, if you don't remember Tank Girl, it was a film by New Line Cinema, the house that Freddy built. Got a lot of Freddy Krueger around here for the Halloween season. But New Line was trying to branch out, do some more sci-fi and things like that. And Lori Petty, who you might remember from A League of Their Own, I think a lot of people know her from Point Break. So she gets this starring role. This was like long before there were very many like female heroines, especially in comic book movies, that were getting center stage. And yes, it was based on a comic book from England. I was a big comic book reader, but I wasn't into like kind of the international super independent stuff. So I only knew about the movie back in the 90s. Of course, I saw like the reference material in Wizard magazine. Obviously, I'm very obsessed with that. I have a whole podcast dedicated to it. So they promoted the film when it was coming out, but this was an early 1995 release. This wasn't a big budget summer release. And if you know anything about the old days, at least, when they were releasing films in March, it wasn't a good sign. You know, it was just a film that was very unique and maybe not what everybody would expect. Poised to be a blockbuster because it had lots of special effects and awesome makeup and all these things, but it didn't quite win people over at the box office, unfortunately, or really on home video. You know, I collect a lot of VHS. I never find Tank Girl. Tank Girl is not in the wild. It's not like there were a bunch of tapes being purchased and then people donated them to Goodwill someday. It's just like Tank Girl was definitely, you know, one or two copies at the video store. And if you were feeling adventurous, you would check it out. So I'm curious to find out what these cards are about, what is special about them, if they're, you know, anything unique, or if it's just kind of a standard movie card set. So let's check it out. Okay, so here we are with a pack of Tank Girl cards from 1995 by Comic Images. Of course, being based on a comic book, it was advertised in Wizard magazine. It tells us here, she's styling in the spunk tank, hanging with a Roo chum. Okay, so she's Tank Girl, and she's going to blow away America this March in a Mondo motion picture starring Lori Petty, Malcolm McDowell, and Ice-T as one of the Rippers. Now, if you look here, it actually says iced, like the drink. He's iced tea, not iced tea. Half man, half kangaroo mutants. Plus special effects by the FX master Stan Winston. And Comic Images presents this futuristic femme fatale in a sensational 90-card series of dazzling stills from this much-anticipated futuristic action-adventure flick. A flick with a monster multi-million-dollar ad and promotion budget. Oh, good for them. Tank Girl and her life on the edge attitude will soon be rolling your way. It pays to make friends with her. Spectacular 90-card series contains shots from the film and the Deadline Publications comic, a 6 MagnaChrome comic art chase cards, and major movie and promotional tie-ins. So this is more of like a trade ad for the cards than it is like, hey kids, buy cool cards. Now it does tell us here also, not mentioned here, that you could look for autographed Tank Girl cards, and there's 10 cards per pack. Also on the back here, it tells us there's a special offer for a binder, a deluxe 3-ring binder. And it says it includes 12 9-pocket pages, full color front, spine, and back, plus a special bonus, a limited edition 6-card press sheet. So that's kind of cool. So you actually get something with the binder, not just the binder itself. All right, so let's see what this, you know, Tank Girl thing's all about. Because on the front, they're not really selling it well. They show you the tank, but they don't show you her and how exciting her style and fashion is. But I say let's take a look here. Okay. And Comic Images, as I said, not known for the quality of their cards, but if we get an autograph card, who cares? Okay, so here we go. Yeah, so this is pulled directly from the comics here. So we have Tank Girl, and who I assume was Ice-T's character in this. Out of ammo, Rebecca buys a little time teasing Kesley about whether or not she'll admit she lost. Just in the nick of time, her tank arrives, slamming Kesley into an electric fence. Okay, so this is actually like breaking down the story of the comic, in addition to this, what looks like an opening page there, because it's got some credits. All right, so now we have Lori Petty from the movie, and man, she had a great look, didn't she? I mean, that is just, it's pretty cool. It's very Riot Girl, right? So that's neat. Okay, let's see what it tells us here. Bye-bye, Trooper. Rebecca's down to her skivvies when the boots walk out from behind the machines, and Richard ain't in 'em. Hiya, she says, at which point the Walter and Power Trooper asks her why she stopped cutting. Yeah, so there's a lot of, like, slang and other stuff going on here. But that's almost like a Harley Quinn look at that moment, just the color scheme. Okay, let's take a look here. Oh, there we go. So here we are at the end of a story here. Let's see here. Life on the edge. Rebecca has a wild time with the trailer, holding on as the front end digs into the ground and sprays her with sand, but it doesn't seem like the force will be enough to stop it in time before it goes over the cliff's edge. Suddenly, Booga appears out of nowhere, leaping up onto the trailer and rescuing Tank Girl. The tank gets in on the action too, pulling the trailer full of weapons back to safe ground. So yeah, there you go. Look at those shiny pants. Crazy kangaroo makeup by Stan Winston there. Okay, let's see here. Oh, so there's Malcolm McDowell as our villain. Okay. Obsessed with water and stealing moisture from people. It is 15 years later, and Earth's just not what it used to be. For one thing, you can't find a decent Broadway production anywhere. Furthermore, there's a serious shortage of water. And what water is, there is being controlled by some really, really bad guys at the Water and Power Company. I want to see if they have actually a cool way of showing how they would extract the water out of people. Okay, so there you go again. There she is with her troopers. Got a nice furry helmet there, Tank Girl. Let's see here. A plan for vengeance. Rebecca, Jet, and the Rippers devise a plan to storm the Water and Power headquarters, avoid booby traps and mines in the desert. They'll all go with Jet Girl as she takes the jet in. Oh, I forgot about Jet Girl. I've only really watched the movie one time, so Let's see here. Oh, there she is again. Man, Lori Petty, just the amount of costume changes she had in this movie is pretty wild. Let's see what she says here. On the move, as the Water and Power semi pulls out of the warehouse, Tank Girl and Jet take off after them. But while Tank Girl's on the move, Jet Girl's malfunctioning. Oh, okay. So yeah, so there you go. And still got a couple more cards here. All right. Let's see. We got, oh, there she is confronting the villain. Okay. Does it say here? Cat fight on the catwalk. Or so the theory goes. Actually, Rebecca grabs onto a lamp and kicks Kesley full force off the ledge to the dirt below. She falls down next to him and realizes his cyber arm is wedged between a gear block, rendering him immobile. She tries to punch him in the face, but as any sci-fi fan can tell you, you can't socket it to a hologram. The two of them scramble to their feet and begin fighting. Yeah, so that was a little bit of a surprise there. He was a hologram. Let's see. Oh, okay, so now you get an actual look about the desert and the tank on the run, Jet Girl and Tank Girl there. Ghost Town. How the foosh? Okay, so there's some more slang. How the foosh did Sergeant Small know what Tank Girl and Jet are up to? Patience, my dear. You'll find out later. Okay, wow. Okay, let's see. Ooh, there's another shot of the tank. Now that's a nice close-up there. You get all the accoutrement and the awesome paint job that was done to it. But I was really expecting more cards of the, actual comic but this is interesting. Okay, so there's 42 cards here, but this is card 89. So this is just the first checklist here of some of the ideas. Who's Tank Girl? Back at the farm. It's a bust. Life Sucker. Oh, that's probably the one I was thinking of, because it's like they stick a crunched up water bottle on people and then suck out the moisture as it fills up. All right, there we go. There are heroines once again, Tank Girl and Jet Girl. Into a cell. Handsome devils, aren't they? Rebecca tries to lighten the mood as she and Jet are grabbed by a Ripper and thrown into a cell. Okay, so this was not the cell of the Water and Power Company, but the Rippers, who are the kangaroos. So much going on here. All right, well, those were the cards. Let's find out which was our favorite. right. Well, so as I kind of look at that card experience, nothing really jumped out at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were nice pictures. They were glossy cards, which is much better than Comic Images normally did. Comic Images was known for being a little lackluster and cheap, and they seem like they kind of upped the ante for this set. But, we didn't get one of the autograph cards. We didn't end up with any, like, special chase cards. I was kind of hoping there would be behind the scenes because of all the cool makeup effects and stuff. There was none of that. We only got one card that was based on the comic book art. So overall, the Tank Girl card's a little disappointing. Now, the fact that there existed even one card based on the art, I'm going to imagine there were more comics-based cards somewhere in the mix. Maybe if I got a different pack, it would have been an overwhelming majority of the cards were images grabbed from the comic pages. But overall, I was just kind of like, okay, well, I'm seeing the characters. I see it, but nothing that really won me over to say, oh, I would want to collect this entire set. So, I mean, other than the fact that you could probably get a box really cheap these days, and I imagine you'd eventually get an autograph card in there, I think I'll probably pass on Tank Girl. But you should not pass on our next episode, because we are getting ready to close out the season, this season 2 that I've been able to participate in of Wax Pack Flashback. So you'll want to show up for our final pack of the season and find out what it's all going to be about. But in the meantime, make sure you are subscribed here on TRN TV so you don't miss any of the fine content that will be coming your way. Of course, just another reminder, since we're talking Halloween briefly, why not go check out HalloweenCostumes.com, which is the sponsor of the Retro Network. You can check out everything that they have to offer by going to theretronetwork.com, clicking the HalloweenCostumes.com banner, and if you haven't gotten a costume yet, or you need some awesome accessory to go with it, they have a fantastic variety of stuff. And you can get 20% off your entire order just by clicking that banner. It'll be automatically added to your cart. Okay, so just wanted to send that your way, a little tip for the season, and until next time, we'll check you later. Wait, don't go! I forgot to tell you what my favorite card was! Okay, so yeah, I just got on a roll there, forgot what the format of the show was, so my apologies. I know you were just waiting on pins and needles. You wanted to know which card I felt was the best in this pack. Well, here's the thing, right? I said they weren't that fantastic, and that's true. It was mostly just kind of shots at the characters. So I have to go with which was the one where the characters looked the best. I gotta go with this awesome Lori Petty as Tank Girl card. I mean, I just love the attitude in her face. I love the lighting. I love just the whole vibe of it. It's very 90s, right? It's just like, oh man, I don't even care, So it looks like it could have been like, if she was in a band, it would have been one of the publicity photos. So that's my pick there. One more thing I had to mention too as well, a correction on my part, is that I said it was a New Line Cinema's film. I always thought that. It was actually United Artists. The reason I said that, though, is because the director, Rachel Talalay, was a major, producer and director over at New Line Cinema. She actually directed Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, and all this stuff, so I just always associate her with New Line Cinema. So just in case one of you wanted to catch me up on there, leave a nasty comment. I figured it out. Rachel Talalay, but working for United Artists. All right, for real this time. See you later.